problem. But
we'll get back to that though. RightonQuelive, we are live, and niggas going nig. You know, this is the second time in a row with episodes, man. Like, I had a great idea, last episode. I'll get to that. Introduce yourself, sir, once again.
Yo, Pastor Carl Day.
Pastor Carl Day, this will be the fourth time you was here. First time, Hail Mary. Then we had Word to the Wise. And then last time, one of my favorites, you finally got your bottle because you was on my back about it. Oh, Legacy Lead, all dope conversation. So, episode I just did, I was real excited, real excited for the dynamic and the guests, whatever. I had two guys in place. I was going to bring two girls on. And in a sense, we was gonna shit on them. We was gonna jump on them. Man against women. We was gonna jump on them, have all the topics, whatever. They wasn't gonna be able to defend themselves. I had some good, funny, entertaining topics, but they ended up folding, and it still worked out though. So today's episode, I got my man Pastor Carl Day coming back on. Instead of doing a one-on-one, let's have a cool civil conversation with the quote-unquote opposite end of representation, possibly. Because, of course, you're Christian, so I'm going to bring my barber on, best barber in the world, shout out to Rock, but fuck him right now, who is a Muslim, and we're going to have a cool conversation about certain differences. But I should have knew better, but we're going to let it rock regardless. So, one last thing you said last episode that had people in a little stir.
Oh, man, what'd I say?
I thought it was very interesting. You were saying the spouse comes before the children.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And so a few people, I talked to a few moms about it, a few women, this and that. They was like, I hear what he's trying to say, da-da-da-da-da. But fuck that, because as a man, it's easier to say that. And one person in particular, cause I thought that's why I'm bringing this up. They wanted me to ask you specifically. They said, would your wife say the same thing? Because according to them, they said it's easier for a man to say it versus a woman, because the children, of course, come from her, per se. So, is she going to put you over the children, or should I? No, Carl, relax. Wait your turn.
So, first and foremost, I'm probably 95% sure that the women who probably was outraged ain't married. First and foremost, let's say that.
Bars.
You know. And that's just a wild guess. You know what I'm saying? That's a wild guess. You know what I'm saying? So oftentimes, man, when people feel that way, they ain't married. And if they is married, they ain't really married with the proper intentions, and they ain't married who they supposed to marry. Now, will my wife say that? Of course. Of course.
Because y'all won.
And we won. And I mean, one of the things that people gotta understand, like, you know, when I ain't grow up in church, you know, I shared this with you before. I ain't grow up in church, I ain't grow up religious or none of that, like my whole life. So I was a teen parent, fresh out of high school. But what I'm learning, you know what I'm saying, and I got kids, I had 3 sons and my baby girl, so I got them at all levels. 16, my second child about to be 13 March, 6-year-old kindergarten, I got an 8-month-old. So one thing people gotta understand is, and this is what I'm realizing, a lot of them, I assure you that they kids ain't that old either. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them just probably doing a hollering and the barking, they ain't got no teenage children. What you start to realize is that them kids, when they become teens, they make choices. They do what the hell they want to do. So picture yourself putting your child before your spouse, or for your child to be 15, 16, give you they behind the kiss, and guess who you got to do life with? Your spouse after that. You see what I'm saying?
And then eventually, like say, even past 16, once they go on and get their own wife,
yeah,
who
you living with? Who you living with? You see what I'm saying? So, and just biblically speaking, man, it's like, yo, you called to have one spouse. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, kids gonna come and go. And again, they get older, eventually they move out and everything else. So just picture yourself marrying somebody, calling yourself becoming one with somebody, and you actually putting that person behind other people. It just don't make sense.
And I heard someone further articulate it in a way where it's like, just on a practical level, where it's like, if you tend to the children more over the spouse, that can leave them unhappy, which makes the whole house unhappy. But if you more times than not, if the spouses are tending to each other, we on the same page, the love and the healthiness, whatever, is going to trickle down to the house and all general, whatever. So like,
hey, fam, but the funny thing about it, right, is that, you know, you have women who majority of the times try to get upset about that, right? Now let's make sense of this. Imagine me telling my wife, I don't never got time for you because, yo, my son's got games. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my daughter got, she ain't old enough yet, but like, you know, she got dance recital, she got a game, and I don't never have time for you. like when you know what I mean, you gonna feel neglected. You see what I'm saying? Like, so what kind of sense do that make? You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm always gotta put the kids. But again, like, you the person that I'm supposed to do life with. So when the kids get older, they get grown and they gone. Then what?
Versus, I suppose the dynamic would be, you know, if the children like, yo, I can't do this. I gotta do it with the wife. I get you and the wife on the same page. All right, I can't do this time, so you do it with the kids, or I do it with the kids. We both do it with the kids. We both gonna tend to them. That's, you can take turns in that regard.
And I think though, but I think also the other question got to be right. A lot of this be internet dumb arguments, internet arguments. That's just what it is. It be stupidity. So it'd be like, yo, who come first? And it's like, what do you mean by come first?
Who get the plate first?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the dumbest stuff in the world. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like,
someone told me today, is like, who get the last piece of chicken though?
Come on, man. And it's like that again, and that's what, like, so people gotta start asking, like, in what situations are you talking about here? You know what I'm saying? Like people legitimately create these stupid arguments, and it's like, oh well, I always put and again, it's always everybody talking from this place of bitterness. Like, y'all get offline and get healed. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Like, it's like, yo, y'all always coming, and this is what I hate about the bad older sexes and all this arguing and debating. It be a bunch of broken people come on some broken nonsense because nobody really healed from their previous situations. So everybody make these generalizations about men or women, and they just spew nothing but venomous takes online. When it's like, yo, go get your heart healed. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if you really had a man worth investing in that you really would give your life to, same way vice versa, y'all would truly understand why. Okay, ultimately you putting your spouse first, but again, it's like, under what conditions, what circumstances do you really have to sit here and say, I gotta choose between y'all? You follow what I'm saying? It's like, yo, my oldest sons wasn't by my wife, obviously. You know, I got 2 older boys. They by the same woman, my ex or whatever. You know, before I really gave my life to God and start doing things the right way. But you know, what do I look like sitting here? Like, what, in an argument's sake, do I tell my son, like 16-year-old, it's okay to yell at my wife? Like, what type of time is we on? When do I sit here and justify that? You follow what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we talking about? Why? About who you take before the other? It's like, man.
Yeah. And I remember, what was that? Oh yeah. In regard, I was having a conversation recently, and we was talking about how, like, how basically the world and the generation is going downhill. The world's ended basically. Like, he was like, yo, I feel like it's the internet. I was saying it's the internet. It's just too much information. It's too much. Therefore, it's too much access, and also therefore too many distractions. Like, there's too much going on. People don't even know what they don't even know what they love, don't know what they're passionate about, don't even know what they should be caring about, don't even know what really mattered. You just looking everywhere constantly, or whatever. No real, true investment in anything or what you should be invested in, whatever. So you're like, nah, I'm like, also, you got to couple it with social media. Social media is just way too much going on, whatever. And a lot of times, to your point, it is just like, because of course, I have a podcast. And like I said, I just had an episode, it was about the sexes. But like, never am I think the way you described it is a big, like, an umbrella, a lot that goes on social media, where it's like, a lot of it just like, legit negative. Like, even if you have a disagreeing conversation, it don't gotta be negative or venomous, as you said, whatever. A lot of times, like, I'm trying to laugh or learn. That's usually what I'm trying to talk about. Either we laugh or we learn, but it's never like I'm this hateful type of rhetoric or like sentiment, whatever. And it is weird where, like, just broken people exchanging broken information constantly, just every day, and people being invested in that brokenness just constantly. For sure. And I have no other. I say the same thing about people that be on the shade room. I don't understand. The other day I came across a girl who had what's it called? Post notifications. I saw an alert pop on my phone that said shade room post. I was like, you get a alert when a shade room post? Like, how often does that even happen a day? Like, yes, I was like, yo, that's just, it's too much. Like, you don't need to be that engulfed in certain things.
Man, folks is invested. You're right, man. That internet is an animal. I agree with you to an extent. You know, that internet definitely makes it bad. People get distracted. I also think, man, like you were saying, the sensitivity level super raised. I think with this cancel culture and all that, man, we make too many final determinations on people based upon one tweet, you know, and make that the sum of an individual. And it's only but so much you can really share or expound on. It's like, yo, because that pastor is in front of my name on Twitter, man. It's like, yo, I know you see, it's like every other week or every other day sometimes.
Try to get you out here.
It's a whole different demographic that I probably said something truthful. And if people don't know, like, I'm from North Philly, so I don't care about none of that. Like, this internet stuff don't put no fear in my heart. And,
yeah, cancel culture is funny too.
yeah, but it's like you can't cancel me though, cause I'm real offline. You follow what I'm saying? So like, I got websites. It's traffic that I got that go through other channels rather than just social media. So they hurt more without me than me without them. You know what I'm saying? That's just on the real. So
and I'm glad that, more importantly, outside of you being able to get traffic and whatever in other avenues and lanes, you don't care.
Oh,
like that's what bothers me about certain people, to be invested and truly caring and bothered by something that you could just log out of. Like,
for sure.
That's the true sickness that the social media stuff has caused. Like,
well, people lack identity. You know what I mean? And that's why, like, you know, this culture in itself, millennials, Gen Z, all that, you know, even Generation X, like, all byproducts of hip hop culture. So therefore, we lack identity. That's why we on there continuously trying to feed whatever current, you know, identity we've taken on. So this is why we see folk 35 plus on there changing style, changing the lingo, changing everything else as the times changes.
All right.
Just like,
so it ain't just me that thinks it's weird that 30 plus year old men getting new hairstyles.
Oh my goodness.
Like, it really is like, I mean, just me just being, I know I could be like, whatever, like, seeing dudes get like just braids randomly in 30.
Yo, man, listen, it's sick though, but like people, and the funny thing is, so right, like people that though, that's where you can't blame the internet. Because some of these dudes that we see doing that, cause you 38. Right. You was out here before the internet. You see what I'm saying? And then we sit there and blame the youth, but the youth is looking at us.
But anybody can be infected by the internet or social media.
Oh, for sure. Right? For sure.
Like, seeing certain older people, like, certain people like, yo, I'll never get into, like, social media drama, this and that, whatever. How many old people get into Facebook stuff? It's like it's always just some bickering on Facebook, and now a lot of them on Instagram now. It's just like anybody can really get infected. My stepdad, he can barely use a computer. Never thought I could even imagine him being in some social media stuff. I heard someone told me, my mom told me he was arguing with someone on Instagram. I was like, what? He arguing in the comments? Yo, what?
That's real.
It's getting affected.
That's real. Facebook, the fake news headquarters. You see your auntie and your uncles on there sharing a fake article from like a fake news source. It's like, yo, that's not even a real website.
Trump said he's going to war himself. Like, no, auntie, no, that was like,
that's
Trump said he's gonna be on the front lines.
Oh man.
So of course, like, you're a reformed person before, and that was in the world in a sense, whatever.
Okay.
How would you say those experiences and specifically being in the streets themselves shaped you in your perspective on things? Like, of course, like, all that made you who you are today, but do you feel like going through those things in specific ways that made you different from, like, maybe other people in your position and profession, whatever?
Oh man, for sure. I was just ranting on this recently, because one of the things about me, man, and I thank the streets, man. Like, I appreciate the streets. I appreciate jail. I appreciate a lot of stuff that I went through, because it has given me a different type of zeal and boldness. You know what I'm saying? Pastoring. Like, I've had the pleasure and opportunities to speak and preach all across the country, train up pastors, you know, from different demographics, white, black, suburbs, you know, about urban inner city engagement. That's like the theological proper term of them saying the ghetto, you know what I'm saying? But the hood, you know. But you know, so it was because of those experiences, you follow what I'm saying, that gives me the ability to relate and still remain in those tough places. So
be more comfortable.
Yeah, be more comfortable and show them the way on how to be comfortable. That's how I'm the way that I'm on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Like, I let people know from the door. And I got some heavy folk, man, that's out there that really follow me in my field, you know what I'm saying? But they see who I am. I'm a people person, you know. I really deal with all kinds of people. I'm not going to look down upon you, frown upon you. I'll follow you back if you active, because I like to learn and laugh too, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that usually determines if I follow people back, because, like, you know, you've got 200 tweets, you've been on there for 6 years, because I'm not following you. But anyways, with that being said though, what gives me the advantage though, and what has truly helped shape me, is the fact that what I've come to realize, and I love, as much as I love the church, I'm a pastor, but I'm talking about the church as a whole. I've been challenging the men in my own church, letting them know, man, that black Christian men, we fail in our own communities. You know what I'm saying? And we felt
in the church.
Yeah, being stuck in the church, not moving, not mobilizing, and a lot of these pastors got to go ahead and be willing to take on the blame too. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you focused on people in the house for so long that you failed to connect with them people outside, and y'all been on these corners right there with them buildings for 30 years now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm shaking the table a bit with that, because I feel like, man, we should have been out here really creating more change. So with that being said, it's like, that's something I never get away from, because I've been there. You know, trying to work with these brothers in the prison, helping them fight the criminal justice system, still looking out for the peoples in the communities, giving back to them, trying to mentor their sons and all that kind of stuff, man. That's because that's really what I came from, and that's why my heart is there, you know. So
is there a part of you that feels that, I assume, like, you know, because of your beliefs, you move what's in your heart and what's in your spirit, whatever. So it's like, is it a part of you that feels like you're obligated to move that way, where like you're not just speaking in the house, so to speak, whatever, you're actually in the streets helping people that may not even be thinking about what you're on, or even moving that way of life, whatever? I often wonder when people say, you know, you can't change the hood, you gotta leave the hood, this and that, whatever. But do you feel like if you stop doing that, you won't be doing what's true to you, therefore not really serving your purpose?
Absolutely, 100%. Like, dog, I preach like for a 5-week series at my church about being saved to serve, and I feel like, yo, God ain't saved us for nothing else but to serve him and serve his people, like not to serve ourselves. And unfortunately, many people utilize religion as ways to find ways to serve themselves with self-serving interests. You know what I'm saying? Where, yo, I need a house. Yo, I'm trying to get married. Yo, I need a, you know what I mean? You see people, I see it, young folk come into church, Pastor, I need a blessing. And it's like, yo, the blessing is you alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, Q, because I've been at that pit of life where life literally, I ain't know what life was gonna look like for me. You know what I mean? What potential sentences, the numbers that was getting thrown at me at one point in my life. So every day that I have here above earth, for me, fam, it's a must that I gotta give back. I gotta do something for God, because, yo, I really don't deserve to be here. So like, that's, I literally feel like, yo, I'm forever indebted to Christ, because, yo, fam, we ain't got enough time on the podcast to talk about it, but I really don't deserve to be here, man.
More than happy to be here.
Yeah.
So in regards to, like, you know, would you say that because of your beliefs, your idea or way you move in regards to marriage differs from like non-religious people or people that don't have the same beliefs, whatever? I feel like, you know, general question. Like, does your belief kind of like mold your marriage, or is that like
for sure? For sure. I mean, like, I had these questions with a lot of people who don't really believe in much of anything, because the thing is, for me, as a Christian, I believe that, you know, God set the precedent for what marriage is supposed to be. God created marriage. He has a divine order in which marriage should look like. You know, so like, I feel like at the end of the day, it is my belief that God, the Bible talks about, you know, that submission aspect, which is why you see a lot of women get all upset when they hear the word submit. But I teach the women in my church too, yo, you only submitting to a man because the Bible also says that man got to be submitted to Christ himself. So it's like, if that dude ain't really submitting himself, because ultimately what all of y'all are doing is submitting to God anyway. You see what I'm saying? So like, my wife, she hip. Like, I make sure she open her word up. You know what I mean? So like, if I'm out of line, one of her go-to moves would be, so pastor, like, you know what I mean? If she call me pastor in the crib, it's like, all right, she ready cut me with something. You know what I'm saying? And she literally holds me accountable, because she knows.
So we're going to leave them dishes there, huh, pastor?
Hey,
you're going to walk right past them,
come
huh?
on. Hey, listen,
that's
man,
what we do now, huh, pastor?
She come right with it, because she know her Bible too, because she know that if I say anything, it's like, yo, this got to align with scripture. Like, you're not about to just do what you want to do. And that's the scariest thing for a lot of marriages that really don't have a foundation of faith, because there's no divine order. So now a woman is leaning on a man who's ultimately has no accountability. Because when we grown, cuz you can't call my dad on me. So if I don't have faith, I don't have accountability before God, I'm worshiping myself. So whatever I say is going to be right in my own eyes. And my wife going to have to deal with the aspects of that, which is a very, very dangerous thing. So I would like to believe that, yes, my faith wholeheartedly shapes my marriage. And I believe that people of faith, and people may feel away about this, but I feel like people who truly follow their faith, you know, has a much, much higher success rate for their marriages than those without any kind of guidelines or anything else. Because what people tend to do, Q, is going to end up trying to take little trinkets of different people's faith. You see what I'm saying? You don't have faith. Who sets the guidelines? Well, if we get married, who says I can't be married to somebody else? Who says I can't have another woman? Who says I can't, you know what I'm saying? Who says I can't indulge in certain things? And then and that's why I tell sisters all the time, yo, if you come into my church, yo, get you a Christian man. Because you got to be hold him accountable to the standard you want to uphold. Because you get a man don't believe in nothing, you can't tell him, yo, you got to have one wife. He going to say, yo, my people's in Africa.
Or even like mixing religions also, I guess.
Yeah, it creates a lot of chaos, creates a lot of confusion at times. Not saying it's humanly impossible for people to do, because, you know, people take this and be extreme with it and try and tell you, oh, my auntie and uncle, they both was
70 years married. I never seen them fight. Yeah, like you don't know everything past that.
You ain't seen them fight.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's super side note. I totally agree with like the accountability factor. I feel like a great partner does that for you. Do that for each other as great partners. You know, like I say a lot of stuff on this podcast. There's a lot of times people think, oh, you just fraud and gas and spice and
because of your guests.
Yeah, anybody. Yeah, my guests say because of that, they like, oh, you want to say in front of your girl. Anytime I say something when I'm at work or here, oh, you want to say, it's like. My girl listens to every episode, and anytime if I said anything that wasn't true or spicy, she would.
So is y'all getting married? No, I'm asking questions.
Whoa, Pastor, that's what we do now, Pastor.
Yeah, and Q's girl, when you listening, man, you know what I'm saying. I'll officiate the wedding and all. You know what I'm saying? No charge. You know what I mean? You ain't. So don't let him hold Don't let him hold no excuses about how he can't afford it and everything else, man. Invest more in your marriage than you do the wedding day. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Throw those Western ideals in the trash. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that's keeping our culture back. We play this marriage game, living with each other, making these kids.
Oh, he trying to read me. He trying to read me.
No, not you, because you got no kids, right? You got no kids.
No kids.
All right, yeah. So, you know, people play house, make these kids all that, and keep telling themselves, I ain't got no bread for this ring. I ain't got no bread for this big, you know what I mean, day. Fam, man, God wants us to get married. God don't care nothing about, I mean, you can revisit that 5 years later when y'all get y'all paper together.
All right. Yeah, so it's funny you said that, because I can definitely, so I'm definitely
you on the spot now.
Well, I'm Floyd with it. You got me. No, but I'm a real big proponent of, like, not being just so conditioned by, like, wedding ideals. Like, oh, it gotta be this, and da-da-da. Oh, that shit is dumb, whatever. But I can say I recently realized my conditioning of the ring thing. Cause I do. I don't think women are just so shallow. They want a nice ring. You're like, cool, you want a nice ring? You know, I don't think it's a big deal, whatever. It's a piece of jewelry, whatever. But so I can tell recently I had this. I was asking a few women like, yo, like if you got married, if someone proposed to you, would you care? They got you a band, and so I get you a diamond or a real ring, like eventually, whatever. They said no, I really wouldn't care, and I was kind of shocked. And I was like, I feel like I had myself, and I feel a lot of men. Other reasons as well, but I feel like that's a real big thing that kind of holds us back mentally. We're like, that's not. Can I get the ring I won, or how much I gotta do for the ring and da 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 da. For sure. So yeah, that's like the one piece I realized that I'm conditioned thing like that was like if I can't get that, and boom boom.
Fam, you know how many millionaires literally, legitimately are out there that went ahead and just went and got married and just bought bands. You know what I'm saying? Like when you trace back the history, even of the whole engagement ring concept, it's all stuff that they've put and implemented into society. Yeah, for capitalism. Sure. Right. To make the value of diamonds go skyrocket and go sky high. So it's like, you know, and I went the ring route and all that, and truth be told, I had to pay. I paid payments on it. So it was like but with that being said, it still ain't necessary. And I just always ask people from a stewardship perspective, like God, we owners enough and we managers of everything. I don't care what nobody say. You managing everything, even your children. You left here to manage them until you die or God takes them back from you. So with that being said, what does it say from a measure of faith or just practicality anyway, right? Let's just say we living together, we renting, but then I gotta spend 5 racks on the ring. Right? And now we about to save 25 racks for the wedding. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to buy 100 meals for people I don't even like. You know what I'm saying? And that's $100 a plate plus open bar for people that I don't even like. You know what I'm saying? So I got to do all of this.
You gotta have an open bar though. Don't do
for sure.
Yeah, you gotta have an open bar.
But
non-negotiable.
And then for them, right? And then for them to go ahead and give you a little $20 wedding gift. You know what I'm saying? So you do that, and then you paying for the honeymoon experience. So you done did all that, right? Just to go back to just to go back to paycheck to paycheck, renting your spot, all to go back to God and just be like, okay, God, we married now, so bless our finances. God, like, yo, I literally gave y'all the ability to stack 30 G's, and y'all just spent that on a day.
Couple hours. Right?
Couple hours.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, not even a day. Couple hours. The day was getting beat, your face beat, and everybody meeting early. So you did all that and did it for what? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, for economically, man, a lot of times it don't really make. Now I ain't knocking whoever do it, but at the same time, you gotta be financially responsible. You know what I'm saying? If you've got the means with anything
especially with
and everything,
something that's really don't mean in the grand scheme of things. They said the marriage matters more than the wedding and everything else, whatever. Yeah.
For sure. Take that money, invest it into buying your crib, and do your ceremony in your yard somewhere. Dress it up. You know what I mean? Make it beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And let God bless it. But invest.
Yeah, you know, we'll see. You know.
How long y'all been together? Oh man, you about to tell her yourself or something?
We've been together coming up 5 years.
Oh man, yeah, that's marriage time. How old is you? Q 31?
I'm 27, sir.
27?
27.
My bad. You know what I'm saying? You just kind of smart and mature, man.
I try, kind of, a little bit.
Yeah. So with that being said, 27, man, you ain't going nowhere, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. You got a good woman. She a good woman. Obviously,
she alright.
She alright. Been with her 5 years, man.
Right.
It's time to get married.
I'm on my way out. You know, it's contract year.
It's time to get married, Chief. You know what I'm saying? I know you see the women on social media. It's time to get married.
That's a fact. I'm definitely not going nowhere. Recently, did you watch the Who Killed Malcolm X doc?
Yes, I did.
Did you enjoy it?
I ain't enjoy it.
Weird word?
Huh?
Is that a weird word? Weird word choice?
It kind of is a bit, because it's like it pissed me off, but it was good though. Like I will say, yeah, it was well put together.
Yes.
The brother did a good job with his research.
Yes.
And going out trying to meet folks.
Yeah, I definitely. Of course, I was in a good mood after I was finished. I actually was like, very sad and cause like, so what are your general thoughts, Francis?
Well, for one,
and are you a person who can say yourself very familiar with the whole tale story and inner workings of it beforehand?
Yeah, for sure, man. Like, yo, I say it all the time. Like, theologically, I don't agree with Malcolm X, but Malcolm X was like one of my favorite human beings, like ever. Like, I love Malcolm X. But my wife told me while we were watching it, she looked at me and said, "You better not put me in this position." You know, because, you know, man, I'm on the grounds. On the grounds, you know what I mean, Q? And, you know, I push, I shake the table. I don't really be caring who I, you know, rattle. It is what it is for me. But, you know, I will say this, man. It definitely put me in a bad spot, though, because, you know, for those that don't know, like, I pastor a location here in North Philly, but I also pastor up North Jersey. So, like, half my congregation from Newark. You know what I'm saying? So, to see the role that Newark, New Jersey played in Malcolm,
which I wasn't familiar with beforehand.
Yeah, and how, I mean, I knew they came from Newark Mosque. I didn't know that old head was walking the streets and was just free. And I didn't know that their mentality was, it is what it is.
Open secret.
Yeah, open secret. Yeah, so it was like, you know, they was just on some, it is what it is. Like, we got past it, put it behind you. And it just, it did something to me because, like, you know, I'm on the grounds, man. Like, and I really care about people and I care about these issues to the point where, like, yo, I go to war for my people out here. And I'm like, damn, is this like, they really just discarded that man's life? You know what I'm saying?
A person that literally was
out
doing
here,
everything.
Global
for
icon,
us.
man.
Yeah, like,
global
for everybody,
icon.
for all of us now, he was doing that for us. For nothing. Like you said, like, he wasn't doing it for self-serving reasons. As they said, he was broke, didn't have nothing, whatever.
Man.
Had, what they said, $100 in his pocket when he died.
Couldn't even get a life insurance policy, man.
Yes, and then to see just people just be like, I mean, it's the past. I was like, wow.
But you know what happened? Let me dig this though, Q. The very same thing, and this is why I was really, really saddened by it, because I'm like, the same thing's happening now. No lie. We lose these people, these prominent figures. You know, Nipsey, you know, was killed a year ago or so, and suddenly everybody was like, oh man, you know, we gotta be about our people and we gotta be about ownership and we gotta, you know, Nip was real, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm not taking away from Nipsey, but I'm saying, so they influenced us to start to.
I knew for a fact that wasn't going to change
you
nothing.
Already know. You already know.
And I was just like, it wouldn't even take nothing. Like, it's like all y'all people say, I got a Lamborghini on my wrist and got this and that and da da da. Nipsey, you know, appearance-wise, had less money than all of y'all.
For sure.
Or at least less access to certain things than y'all.
Sure.
Because he wasn't as mainstream.
Yeah, and he chose to be that way, though.
Right, and y'all wearing his face on y'all chains, but y'all not doing half the stuff he doing.
Come on, like, man.
What are we really doing?
Yo, and honestly, that kind of stuff, man, was like, had me in a spot where I had to pray, cuz, no lie, because I was pissed off about that, but I was also like, yo, you know, it was like, damn, if this dude did this much and was like a global icon, and it's like nowadays the support of people ain't the same as the support was back then. You know what I'm saying? Like he was getting a nation millions. You know what I'm saying? They was playing with $5 million worth of properties and all that in the 60s.
Yeah.
So they had money, but it's like, yo, you can't even build that kind of financial following now because more people value progress and hope back then the way that people value and worship materialism and money now. So it's like,
yeah, we're spoiling it. I always think about when they say the boycott, the bus boycotts.
Yeah.
It lasted for how long again?
oh
like
man, over
months?
a year.
Over a year.
Yep.
Impossible now.
Yep. Totally impossible. Yo, listen, bruh, SEPTA went on strike. You had people trying to charge folk. I'm going down city anyway, so if you in Bronx, you can ride with me. Damn, what happened to loving your neighbor? You had to go to work anyway.
You going there.
You going there anyway.
We work together.
Or them Twitter jokes gonna fly. You see the memes. Niggas without no cars be like, it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, but then in the same vein, next week y'all gonna act fake outrage when a white person say something about somebody black. You know what I mean? So
Twitter, do your thing.
There you go. Cancel them, but we ain't canceling us, cuz. It's like, so that's why I put a challenge out there anyway recently. Like, yo, Black History Month, man, let's eradicate the N-word altogether. For me, I'm cool off of it. It's like when you watch enough of that stuff, you do enough research, you do the history of why they moved black people around during slavery so that they could not even identify with their own family, so that they would only identify with the N-word anyway. How we turn into a term of endearment anyway?
Yeah, me and my man, we had a conversation about that not too long ago. I forgot what had happened in the news or culture or whatever that it made it a thing again. And, you know, it's always a thing every now and then. Oh, the N-word, should we stop saying it, whatever. Yeah. I definitely... at this point, I'm not going to stop, but I definitely respect anybody that does, because again, it's not even something I have like a logical stance or like response to. It's like, no, Pastor Carl, cause it's endearing and we made it ours. Like, no, we just say it a lot. This is a condition in my brain, like you know, rolls off the tongue.
No doubt.
Yeah, but most things need to deprogram.
We should give it back to the racists though. They can have it. You know what I'm saying? Too many things for us to call each other. You know what I'm saying? We too intelligent. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we got the ability to turn it off, man. We ain't about to call nobody at the workplace. It'll never roll off the tongue in the workplace, which means we got the ability to control it. You know what I'm saying? Same way, like I challenge myself, like yo, I really try to chill off, you know, cussing and whatever case may be, because it's like, yo, I know I can speak in certain settings, and it'll never, like, that's just not about to come out my mouth. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, which means I have a measure of control of it, you know, and I feel like with that, man, you know, what people had to do just to get their own name. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. I like you said, we are spoiled, entitled, and yeah, it's just ignorant to me, man.
So because of that, some of those thoughts, would you say? 'Cause I've had this debate before. Would you say like our oppression, generally speaking, is the same, worse, or better off than it was like in the 50s and 60s? Some people debate me say we're worse now. No, we're not worse. The problem is it's more covert now. Of course. It's more covert, but at the same time, we're so mentally enslaved. It's to the point where we entrapped that we refuse to be free and liberated. You follow what I'm saying? Because they face far worse conditions. Like we sit here and we sit here and we talk about every 4 months we gonna revisit. Okay, new young brother unarmed got killed by police, but these folk was seeing people get hosed on the news every other week. Mobs of people getting hosed. You know what I'm saying? Dogs biting folk. You know what I'm saying? This was their reality, cuz. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the outrage that people be having 25 states over from, you know what I'm saying, Arkansas, when the next shooting happened, they gonna be mad for the day. That oppression ain't really hitting everybody's home every single day of their lives. That's why people really don't care. So, nah. Yeah, and I wonder, like in a sick way, because shit was so evil. Well, shit has been happening to us over centuries. Has been so evil. I just be kind of just fascinated by like the fucking evil science of it all. Just how they had certain methods and psychology. Yeah. Shit they inflicted on us. Like I'm like, was this shit just? Were they making shit up as they went? Or was this a master plan over time? Or even how you say, like, back then it was more overt, now it's covert. Was that a master plan thing? Like, oh, no, we'll be able to affect them even more. Because they'll think they're freer. They'll think they're more free when they're really not. And
Bro, man, listen.
They got us in so many different ways. Like, how much of it was foresight?
Hey, but a lot of it, majority of it was foresight. Like, people have to remind themselves, and this is started some of the things where we limit ourselves to when we don't read, bro. Like, when I study more and more world history, when I study, various different tyrants and oppressive, rulers, all the way back to the Romans, a lot of the work that we see, gentrification, that stuff took place in biblical times. You follow what I'm saying? But the way that they break your will psychologically, the way that they would bring violence and, and force to go ahead and, literally make you feel defenseless and hopeless, like all of that stuff, man, they literally studied, man. They studied.
Nothing's new under the sun.
Nothing's new under the sun, man. They studied that stuff and they understood the effects. They understood, like, by the time we free y'all, we understood we made it a sin for y'all to know how to read. So when we free you, you really ain't free, which is why majority of those areas where slavery was really thriving is still heavily populated with impoverished black people. We free you, you ain't got no skill, you don't own nothing. We can redline locations to where you can't buy something by law for the first 20 years. Come on, man, you gonna make more babies. Cycles of poverty, and y'all have to work for us pennies on the dollar anyway. So yeah.
Do you, of course, because you have kids, is it like do you care at all about them being as religious as you or following the same religion?
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely care. I actually just had this conversation with my oldest son. You know what I'm saying? He's 16.
And also, real quick, as a side note, continuation question: do you feel that's like a failure in a sense if they don't follow suit?
No. So yeah, it won't be a failure, because at some point they still be old enough to make their own decisions. Now, this is a conversation I had with my oldest son, and I'll be real. He's 16. I was like, yo, I said, you gotta understand. But one thing, the last episode you called Legacy Lead, and I always teach my kids that anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I tell my oldest son that, yo, we got the same name, dog. Like, you Carl Day Jr. Like, so if something make the news and they say Carl Day, he won't be like, yo, is that the pair? I'm like, no,
I knew he was up.
I'm like, no, that ain't me. That's the young fool with the same name. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm like,
no, first of all, it's going to spread first before they even figure out.
Oh, for sure.
I knew his pastor was. Yeah. I knew he was.
I'm gonna have folk at me talking about free pastor, and I'm like, no, I'm here. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I had this conversation with him. I was like, yo, listen, you got a couple years, so technically by law, I don't have to really contribute or give you anything. You know what I'm saying? And I said, one thing about this is, you see how hard I work, see how hard I go. My son go everywhere. Like, I'm talking about, he got internships to jobs, and Carl Day, your dad, I know him, he a good man. I'm like, yeah, you can't go anywhere without people knowing who I am. And I'm like, but I do that for a reason, to lay a foundation down. But I'm like, check this out. You gonna get to a point where you old, you grown, you can make your own decisions. And I said, I need you to get serious about your faith as well. Because ultimately, I'm not doing this enslaving so that you can live off my dime based off upon what I do and how I work for the gospel. So you either going to take your faith serious. I ain't telling you got to preach with me or nothing, but be an upstanding dude. Live out your faith. And guess what? Yo, if you want to stay in my crib till you 26, handle your business. You see what I'm saying? I don't got no problem with that. But you're not going to live waywardly, do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Ignore the foundation that's right here. And then just think, though, okay, my dad pastor and he preaching other places. I'm going to live off his coin and he getting, because, he working for Jesus.
I'm not even following.
And I don't even care about Jesus. Like, no, that ain't how this work. You see what I'm saying? So, again, I had that conversation with him and I was keeping it real. I'm like, yo, you got my support. Live out your faith, walk out your faith, man. Be who you supposed to be out here. You know what I mean? And, go to Catholic school, all that, and they teach terrible theology there, but that's for another discussion. But but at the same time, it's like, yo, I just need you to be, you know what I'm saying, be an upstanding man, do what you're supposed to do, live according to faith. My kids don't need to preach, they don't need to try to be no ministers or nothing in my church. I ain't asking them to do that. I'm asking them to just walk their faith out.
When you get in dad mode, like, whether it's speech or whatever, you throw like scripture, they come like that, like stats. No, you can keep it loose with it. No,
I keep it loose. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes if I'm in dad mode, the verbiage I'm using ain't got nothing to do with no scripture. So you know what I'm saying? No, so yeah, I'm still black parent. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, so you know what I mean? But yeah, no, at times I'll bring that in, but something that I always push in my kids, right? Like, I don't necessarily always push scripture, but I'll always let them know, like, fairness matters. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry,
like, I always let them know fairness matters. You see what I'm saying? So, like, at the end of the day, I put them in the circumstances that, you know, I put the shoes on the other foot. So like, let's just say my son did something in school. I'm like, yo, so at your high school, you know, I'm actually a partner of his high school. Like I organize community related events with their school years before he even got there. So I'm like, yo, you do something wrong. I got partnerships with everybody from the dean to the directors, the board. How you think that make me look? You know what I'm saying? And he gets quiet, looks stupid, and you get a low, make you look bad. So, you know, I'm like, all right. So I said on the flip side, now that I'm doing work with the city, I'm acknowledged by the city, I'm on the news, all kinds of stuff happening. What if I do something out of pocket that really make you look bad? Because you got the same name as me. I'm like, now, you got to go to school, and people are like, damn, your dad was locked up, he was embezzling money, or he got, you know what I mean? What that make you look like? That'll make me look bad. And I said, so imagine the ridicule and everything else that you had to deal with. I'm like, yo, fairness. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to if you didn't tell me that you was about to go somewhere else and you had something extra to do after something. I'm like, yo, so just imagine if I was supposed to come pick you up. And I told my man Q, I'm going to shoot this podcast first, but I ain't even communicate with you and let you know that I had something else to do, and I got you out there waiting for 2 hours.
Communication.
How would you feel? You know what I mean? So I always bring it back to fairness for me. It's like, yo, because I try to just make them understand that from that level as opposed to just, as opposed to just, no, do what I say and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So more times than not, the message get through that way.
Are you, because, you know, my dad, like, he only got like 7 speeches, and he just like recirculate them. Like in different ways, maybe mix them up a little bit, whatever. But you know, in all my years, he got 7 good speeches. They good speeches though. Like I learned a lot from them 7 speeches, know them verbatim. How about you? But you know, you're an orator, like you're a talker. So you pretty good when you get in those modes. You kind of quick with it. You versatile. What do you think with the talks with the kids? How you think you are? You think, and I hear from a lot of parents as I get older, is they having the moments like, are they listening to me? Are they listening to me? Then they say they really appreciate those moments where, oh, they was listening to me. They did something. They said something. They made me realize they did listen. So you had those type of things?
I'll say this though, on a real, like, to clarify too though, I don't really have too many moments with my kids where I got really discipline them and all that. You know.
Yeah, I'm more so just even. Okay. Also, my clarification. Me and my mom are just naturally able to have conversations or whatever.
No doubt.
And it don't even have to be a speech. Yeah. My dad is a weirdo. Like, he don't even...
Your dad don't listen to the show, do he?
No, because he had deadbeat tendencies. He's the best dad ever, but he don't support his son with the podcast today. And he came on here and didn't listen to that episode.
Oh,
man. Trash.
Well, at least you know your dad, man. My dad been in jail my whole life. And then out of jail my whole life.
Definitely. I'm very grateful and fortunate. Only deadbeat tendencies, for sure. Deadbeat tendencies.
But not deadbeat, gotcha.
Never. But so it's like, he just a weirdo or whatever. So he don't know how to just like casually deliver information really. It's like whenever we get to a certain topic, he just be like, hold on. Let me pull the car over. Like that type energy. Oh, man. And then he got to deliver it that way. So that's probably why I'm even like saying that way. But I'm just talking about even when you feel like you're having a conversation and you maybe even feel like this is like some necessary information, but it's still casual though.
Yeah. No. I'm about to say, me and my oldest son, man. Well, all my sons, like, honestly, but we always talk. Everything's conversational with us. And now I don't really got speeches. It's just like whatever they might ask me pertaining to life. You know what I'm saying? Oftentimes, what I've learned to do, especially because when you speak in high schools a lot and all that, and certain other places, corporate infrastructure, like sometimes they don't want you to really speak the Bible, quote the Bible. But like, you know, you're a good preacher, you know the word, like you can really speak the word without having to quote it and say, hey, that's in Ezekiel, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times I say a lot of things and then people be, yo, that was deep, and I'm like, yo, that was in the Bible. Like then I let them know, but you know, but nah, like a lot of things, man, me and my son have open communication. I just always try to be real authentic with him and let him know, you know, especially off my own life. I use my own life. Like, I don't need no speech. I could use my own stupidity and just be like, yo, listen, when I was your age, when this is what I was doing, you see what I'm saying? Oftentimes, though, when I have conversations even about anything financially related, I'm like, when I'm telling my son it, like my only speech would be, when I was your age, I had my own money. That's the difference between us two. You see what I'm saying? Like, I ain't had to call nobody for no Lyft or no Uber. Like, I had my own money. Like, I was doing my own thing, you know, and so, yeah, but generally speaking, yeah, we just had conversations, man. Like, and I just try to always put them down on game, man, on a much bigger picture, you know what I'm saying?
At the same time, where you say you feel like your belief in your religion has molded and shaped your marriage, is it the same about fatherhood, or you feel just you as a man is that, or is it the same way?
I would. And
also, have you had to grow into the fatherhood? Has your religion helped you grow into it to be a better father and stuff like that? Right?
I definitely would say that, man. I think my faith definitely helped me, you know, holistically, man, on all levels. You know what I mean? And one thing about it is like growing in my faith, you know, I believe that people really grow as believers, even better as believers, when they truly build an intimate relationship with God to the point where they understand why God says what he says, as opposed to what God says. Too many legalistic believers are like, well, what does the Bible say about this, pastor? And then oftentimes I tell people what it say, but I'm like, do you know why it says it? You know what I'm saying?
Give me an example, please.
So, all right, so like, for instance, matter of fact, I just tweeted about this earlier because I saw somebody say something about the baby or something. I don't listen to do music. My sons they try to be funny when they ask me, Dad, you listen to what's the name? No, damn well I don't listen to him. But they just do it to just get a response out of me. Dad, you heard the baby new joint? Son, you know I don't listen to him. But, you know. Anyways, and I'm not even an old dad. I just don't care about whatever they talk about right now. But with that being said, girl said something about the baby dealing with, his baby mom was like real brash about, you know, back in the day, I don't need no title or something. Now she's mad because he got a baby on the way or something like that. So they was like, the girl was like, this is
not much time in between either.
Look, so this is why the girl said, you know, this is why y'all goofies need to stop running with that stuff, talking about y'all don't care about not having no title. So I said, listen, this is also explains why God order be God order. Now, so what I said that for, so it's like something like this, like sex before marriage, right? And I know that's like a crazy topic for a lot of people. And it's like, now, am I saying that that's easy? Hell no, I'm not saying that's easy. But what I'm saying is, do I understand why God says that? Yes, because even when I sit down with my son at times,
I can understand that. I've always understood it.
When I sit down with my son, you know, and we have these conversations, because I told my son, man, you 16, and I know y'all talk about the same thing a lot of 34-year-old, 35-year-old people talking about. So I'm like, if there's like certain intricacies, you know, that's come up or arise between me and their mother or whatever, I'm kind of explaining to him like, well, this is the reason why God divinely ordained things to be the way he ordained it to be, you know, wait till marriage, be married, then bear children, because this co-parenting aspect, although people can make it work, is still operating in dysfunction. I don't care what nobody say. Like, ultimately, y'all can be the best of friends, but understand this, economically, God didn't ordain it for you to have to pay rent, which normally takes up like 60%, or rent and utilities take up like 60% of our income, and the mother got to do the same thing on her end, which does what? Takes away from the ability to create generational wealth. So it's like God is like, yo, because the Bible says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children. We can't leave no inheritance, man. If I got 3 kids and I got to keep paying support and pay my own bills, I can't stack much for my kid. You see what I'm saying?
My dad, one thing, you know, one of his good speeches.
One
thing he always say, he said, dude.
One of the 7?
One of the 7. Like, he said, do not fuck your way into poverty. He told me that as a child, and because he said he actually cop in Chicago, and I just one of his just main pet peeves in life, just seeing just a bunch of dysfunctional house with a bunch of children. Like, you already poor with a bunch of kids. Like you already was poor. Like, it's like yeah. So for sure, definitely. Like, but that's a good perspective to be like.
And that's the why.
Pass it to,
and that's the why behind the what. Because everybody focus on the what. Like, oh, and this is why people run from faith altogether, because they be like, it's too many rules. But no, learn to grasp the why behind the what. You know what I'm saying?
Same with regular parents, like you said. You don't want to just talk at your kids. You want to talk to them. Oh no, like
absolutely.
You want me to be fair with you, be fair with me, type thing. So yeah,
absolutely.
Wow, over the what.
And that's what I that's what my faith though helped me to understand. You know what I'm saying? That God ain't this oppressive God. There's a why behind the what, and the why is always for your better. So when I be kicking that to my kid, like, yo, understand this. You know, I share stuff. Yo, Philly got one of the highest STD rates out here. This the why behind the what, cuz. You better chill. You better make sure, you slow it down, tone it down, get you a wife or something. Cause you mess around, get something you can't get rid of. And you got a long life to live. You see what I'm saying? Which could ultimately impact if anybody want to marry you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Anybody after me? You good. Excellent.
Okay.
How about this one? So I was having a conversation with some older people, and they was telling me like, yo, yeah, like, gay shit everywhere, and gay this, and whatever. And, in my maturation, I've grown to be more, I don't want to say accepting, just more, let's just say accepting, open to just life is life right now, the world is the world, whatever. And I know more queer people, whatever, and I appreciate even knowing it because it just broadened my horizons and just making me more understand individual, whatever. My question though is, because what a lot of people say is like, because the way I've chose to like make sense of it all is like, yo, gay people been here.
Okay.
A lot of people when they talk about the media, like, yo, just too much gay shit on the media, da 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 da. And I'm like, but there's gay people in the world, so why shouldn't the media reflect that? Like it's a mirror in a sense. Like, and you can't say it's making people gay because these same gay people was in the early 2000s and 90s when there was nearly no gay stuff on TV, whatever. So it's like, it is what it is, whatever. But I've talked to some people that said, no, yo, there's more gay people, more queer people now compared to other times.
Why you keep going to this term queer, man? Is that like
because
somebody corrected you about something?
Yes, I was told that queer is just an umbrella term for all the letters, in a sense.
Okay.
So instead of trying to be gay, bisexual, trans, queer covers everything, whatever.
Covers everything. Okay.
So
I learned something.
Learn and laugh. But so do you actually think the world is becoming more queer, or even too queer? Do you think that is a thing, or is it just
let me go
or is just a world just showing
Twitter
us
and lock my Twitter right now? You know what I'm saying? So so
is the world just revealing itself, or is the world changing per se?
I'm gonna say this. I do believe that the homosexual agenda is being too forced on society.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? No more force than the gangster narrative.
Mm-hmm.
No more force than the drug usage narrative. And I believe all of that, man, is being over sensationalized before the world in front of us. You know what I'm saying? So just to be fair on all levels, you know what I mean? And if people don't understand it, it's very systemic. You know what I'm saying? It's very strategic, you know? Because it's like, that's what they've sold us in hip-hop, to make us think that it's okay for them to rap and perpetuate what they're perpetuating. Oftentimes rappers tell you what, I'm only rapping about what really go on out here. Mm-hmm. But fam, that's not your reality. Like, cuz you went to college, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like Cassidy was talking about shooting folk, he went to Central. Nice. Like, you a smart dude, you not no tough guy. What is you trying to act like you tough? Mm-hmm. Systemically, they know if this song go #1, it's gonna reach millions, and we gonna make millions of people think that it's okay for them to work at the call center but take pictures with their finger pointing triggers at you and all that. Bro, go answer that phone.
Or to take their whole check, well, a couple checks, to
the
strip club and blow it all.
There you go, blow it all, wear what you wear,
yeah.
You see what I'm saying, and all that. So we do have to understand, man, psychologically the effects that this stuff has. And I will say, you're right, to an extent, man, you know, homosexuals have existed since the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Like, there were people who, you know, biblically speaking, went outside of God's order for sex, you know what I'm saying, and done what they done. But with that being said, that still doesn't mean that, we should, it's a difference between you just showing a reality that some people live as opposed to you promoting it or forcing the agenda. And I just feel like, man, when you get into
what do you think might be the difference in that?
I mean, the difference in it is,
or is it like you feel it's over time? It's went from just showing it to forcing it.
Yeah, I think that, like, well, it's the difference because it's all about the way you send a message. So, like, if you articulating or you just showing that, hey, like, these people, this is their reality, this is what they going through for informational purposes or whatever the case may be, then that's one thing. Or if they have their own television show or network or whatever, then, it may be people that's interested in that. But when, like, you're literally forcing it or trying to force it upon children and telling children that they can make certain decisions and choices and changes and everything else, to where, check this out, I just needed somebody to make it make sense for me, because I know some of your followers, man, gonna be getting right at me, but somebody help me out, make it make sense. So if the legal age for sex and consent has to be 18 years old, because they're telling you that the human brain is underdeveloped, how are you telling me a kid could be 7?
Into the 20s.
You telling me even into the 20s, but you telling me a kid could be 7 and no, okay, I'm a girl now. So what it's going to do is eventually open the door up for pedophilia to become legal. Because at some point, the very same things that they ushering in through us right now that we get behind and try to champion because it's the cool thing to do, they're going to sit right there and you will see those elitists, those politicians that's going to go ahead and say, we passing a bill that, guess what, man? Me, this 52-year-old weirdo that watched child pornography, going to go ahead and take your 13-year-old daughter and marry her because guess what? Love is love, and she can make the choice that she want to make.
So I will say this. Again, I'm not even trying to just jump on the ledge and say, transsexuality doesn't make sense, oh, you crazy. But I do think it's interesting, especially in this super woke era of like mental illness, whatever, check out your brain, go to therapy. It's like we just ushered in this whole new understanding of what trans is, but never even thought about like, are any of these cases mental illness though? Is it like to just even think about the idea of like, yo, I think I'm a man, but I think I was supposed to be a woman. Like, that sounds like something, maybe that's something's off in there or whatever.
Right.
If I woke up and say, no, I was supposed to be a cheater.
Right.
You're not going to be like, all right, we got to figure this out. We got to turn Q into a cheater. You're going to say, nah, he probably got some issues and we got to get sorted out.
Well, we can't point that back to no kind of trauma.
And why is that too? And, so like to your point, the pedophilia thing, a pedophile can relate those type of logics. Like, well, I was born this way, and like I can't control. I'm
just trying to love this person. I don't want to violate them. I want to marry them. I want to honor them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying these are the things in which we have to understand. Like,
and they would say, well, no, that's just sick because the child is.
And I'm sure 40 years ago they was like probably talking about gay marriage was sick. Right. You see what I'm saying? So again, like people
or having a 7-year-old change themselves was sick. Yeah.
There you go. So it's like, so again, we gotta be mindful. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, so going back to your question, I do think that a lot of it, man, is really being forced down our throats. You know what I'm saying? Like, pause. But I think, a lot of that is being forced status. Like, this is what it is. No, this is what we got to do. And we got to get behind this. And we got to support this. It's like, so I can't get nowhere and share the Bible. But you telling me like, suddenly I got to look up at the workplace and they going to have a no gender on the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Or my daughter might have to go wrestle in high school and she got some boy sitting here flipping her upside down on her head. Now I'm stomping somebody's kid out.
Do some push-ups.
No,
Miss Day, get in the gym, do some push-ups.
And my daughter get homeschooled anyway, man. I'm keeping her away from
the wildest thing I saw that was like in that whole conversation where they was trying to put like change pads or like tampons, and they were trying to put like a different like the woman sign over to make it like trans inclusion or something like that. I was like, I don't think that even makes sense for real. Like,
wait, hold on.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere.
Hold on. So the brothers be putting on the pads too, even though they don't need the jaws?
No, I don't know about that, but they was trying to just make sure the branding made it like more inclusive, whatever. Like, I don't know they get into that.
So, and that's my thing. So now, at what point do we not feel like that's forced? Because I'm saying, because dig this though, if you want to live your life, right. But why do you got to be sensitive? Like, I feel like, why y'all making this a girl aisle in the Target for the toy section and the boys aisle? It's like, come on.
Where's the trans aisle?
Yeah, come on. And it's like, or just remove it all together. It's like, nah, I think that's when you forcing something because it's not oppressive because there's a men's room and a ladies' room. Like, come on, y'all. That's forced. It's forced.
Or, like, I think that, like, again, if you want to change yourself, knock yourself out, whatever. But I still don't understand, and no one has been yet to make me be like, okay, that's a good point, of why you can't just be called a trans woman. Like, why you think you should just be deemed a woman when you're not technically, like, you wasn't born that way, you don't have the actual organs, so to speak. You can get the fake breasts or whatever, but you're a trans woman. Right. I'm not saying I'm not still calling you a man. Like, all right, you're a trans. Like, you went through a transition. So I don't get that. And like not saying, or I feel like when they say I don't have to tell someone beforehand, it's like, I don't see how that makes sense.
And my thing is, so look, check this out. So even at that point, how is that considered on their end, but not considered for a man's on a man's perspective? Because like, let's just say, right, we offended because it may be a woman who decided to call herself a man. And it's like, no, I'm really a man. How can you just sit here and, you know what I'm saying? You're going to cut your hair and put a uniform on and you feel like, so that means you're a man? That's my look? That's what you're trying to say? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways that, people can play the sensitivity. At the end of the day, people will do what they want to do and can choose that. But I do feel like, man, a lot of things are being forced altogether. I do think that that's also being kind of forced as well as other things. I'm being clear. Because people will sit there and say, oh, man, here he goes with the...
You want trans people to die, God.
Never said that. You know what I'm saying?
Agendas across the board.
Yeah. Because people, like you said, it's existed, for centuries. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a long time. So, with that being said, like, I don't even get the point of people feeling the need or the urge to feel like they got to come out for something. You know what I'm saying? That's like, that's why I hate the shade room and all that. Why are we exploiting people's lives? Why is that even news? Why is that even any of our business? You know what I'm saying? Who you about to go sleep with? Like, it's plenty of Christians that somewhere probably claiming right now they ain't sleeping with nobody, and we don't lay down with them. So we don't know who might have rolled out their bed.
I remember when Twitter first came out, and it was just strange to me because I was like, why would I care about what someone I don't know, dude. Like, because that was the big thing. Oh, you could follow Chris Brown or something. I'm like, why would I want to follow Chris Brown? Or like, just say that he brushed his teeth or something like that. I don't understand it. And of course, it became more normal. And again, just me personally, I never got really into just following people I don't know. Like, I'd rather follow only people I know generally. Right. And then once Instagram came out, and it was like, now you get to look at what they doing, like this and that.
Folk be on live driving.
Yeah, like, I don't get it. And then with Shape, no, live is really strange. When people just be, like, because live is
sit there and they just driving the whole time with the music on the back. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
It's not even real action going on, or like some real, or then the Shade Room, that's like a whole other level, because it's like, at least, or let's say you went to following people. All right, you got 10 or 20 people you really care about, you fans of, you follow them. All right, Shade Room is 1 million people you probably wasn't even thinking about or would have ever thought of, and they didn't come across your feed. Like, oh, look not to fight them all. It's like that. It's just
exploitation, man. It's sick though. It's sick, and I just feel like
he like Orlando Brown. It's like he came with
yeah, and that dude need a lot of help, man. But it's like we make that entertainment, man, and I just think. You know, it's like even with the Kobe situation, you know, when Nipsey died, and this is why I'm just always preparing people. I'm warning people, yo, this, you know, like the same things making you laugh gonna make you cry too. You know what I'm saying? So like while you sit here and support and you going radical for the agendas that's being pushed, at the same time wait until, because there's always something bigger. Like again, this is very organized, very strategic. These are people with the powers that be. So the very same people when Nipsey died. Yo, this is none of our business what they family going through. Stop reporting this. Yo, they made a living off reporting everybody's business. Oh, so because suddenly now something hit close home to you, while y'all sharing what Vanessa's response was, wait, hold up. This is why 2 million of y'all fools follow them. They like this is what y'all feed. So suddenly because it hit home, and that's the very same thing why again, even with the violence, everything else, Q was like, yo.
The fact that no gun zones are a thing is just wild.
Man, you said that's a thing. That's a thing.
It's a thing. Like if you follow, it's to watch shootings.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it's kind of like
arguing comments about shootings.
That's the sick part about it. But I don't mind the reporting nature of it because a lot of people don't watch the news no more. So I do love the fact that you know those things are being put out there.
Yeah, to be honest, I never followed it. It's what I always heard about.
Yeah, but the comments and the arguments is just like sick. It's a cesspool. The comments are cesspool. I know the guy that run no guns. So I tell him all the time, you need to turn comments off altogether. Like because the barbarians and all that just be in the comments saying anything. But what saddens me most is that like everybody's desensitized to the murders and everything that's going on. And it's like, yo, it could be a death somewhere else all the way across the country. And folk ready argue all the way up and down Twitter about something that happened in, you know, Oregon.
And it's only because that went viral, per se. Like, if something went viral here, then they would be, oh, that 20 people I killed yesterday, but this one today went viral somehow because of, you know, D-Ray probably posted, oh, the Philly murder together. They go hard then. You know,
and two days later, we back to arguing who come first, the man or the kids.
Who get the last piece of chicken?
Yeah, or how much dates cost. You know what I'm saying? Who's supposed to pay what in the crib? Q, how that work, man? Who's supposed to pay what in the house?
Pay what? You pay whatever your lifestyle is. You pay who can afford what. It is what it is. Whatever your lifestyle is.
Very diplomatic answer, man. You're a good podcast. You're a good podcast.
How about this? But I was gonna say about the Kobe thing. Yeah, because that definitely, of course, even one favorite player, I was devastated or whatever, as a lot of people were. But it did bother me that because you know, things happen every day on social media. Most of it I don't care about, like, or it don't affect me because I'm just not connected to it. It is what it is, whatever. You shouldn't be invested in everything. It's not healthy. But I just saw so many people just be fake invested by proxy of seeing other people are and this and that. And even when they talked about it, I work with someone, but even when they talk about it, you can tell it's like, you just only invested because it's in front of you, or like it's on the shade, or like you really don't care, which is fine. Like you don't have to care, but it's like, why are you trying to fake talk about it, have like weird, frivolous, surface level commentary on it? It's like, it's just weird.
Well, I mean, that's how weird the internet is, though, because it's like we gotta talk about whatever's going on. Like, bro, come on, think about this. You got people that talking about the Met Gala, the Oscars, the Emmys, stuff they don't even know who the hell the nominees are. You know what I'm saying? Like, they watching it just because 5 million other Americans are watching it, and right now that's the hashtag. So you catch that. But I think the great thing with Kobe, man, it was like the world mourned together. You had a few idiots who decided to try to still, you know, be the negative Nancy's about stuff, but the world was mourning together. I just think that, like, at some point, you know what I'm saying, when you encounter that reality about that shade room, press the unfollow button. Literally cancel them. Don't like be mad for a day or just keep trying to quote over top of somebody else, talk about Vanessa's in a dispute with this not our business. Stop telling that stuff. No, now expose the media for what it is and cut it off. Like, cut it off. Like, you know, I remember when Nipsey got killed, man, it was dudes that was a battle rapper or somebody that was out there, he made a video about, like, yo, y'all gotta stop making music that's about everything else. Like, you know what I mean? If y'all really care about what he doing, what he was trying to push, this is what we need to do. Mind you, I've been saying this for years, but, you know, I'm just a poor pastor. They don't listen to me. But, you know, with that being said, it's like, when we gonna really carry that energy out, man?
I actually had that thought, like, a couple years ago, because Ross is one of my favorite rappers. And I used to always compare Ross and Jeezy. I feel like they talk about some very similar things, but I feel they approached it differently. I feel Jeezy had a little more responsibility and, you know, showed both sides of the coin. And Ross just pretty much just glorified everything. That's just how Ross operated with it. But it's cool.
Ross brought a sophisticated approach. You know what I'm saying? He talked about the luxuries of it all.
Yeah,
you know
but not too often of the pitfalls and the downsides and the negative parts of it. I feel Jeezy tells a more full circle image of what he went through, what he did, whatever. Ross is like, I might fucking bitches, get money, I was Pablo Escobar, or whatever it is. But I was telling myself, yo, like, will I be 35, 40 and still enjoy listening to this? Or will I eventually outgrow this, only not want to hear stuff, one, I know is lies, and two, just literally destruction and negativity or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to tell you.
I'm definitely not close to it now. I still like my...
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, I honestly think that, you know, people don't normally change, they just get bigger or get older. And I really believe that, for me, and being a man of faith, I believe faith changes perspective. And the reason why I'm saying that, because you got the proof in front of you. You got 38-year-old, 39-year-old, 42-year-old people. Yo, this new Pusha T is flames. They don't change, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you just don't grow, you know what I mean? Like, you just don't grow out of it. You know what I'm saying? For me, sin don't cancel itself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's why you got dudes 45 that's still trying to hit the club, you know what I mean? And mess around, talk to a little young chick that probably younger than his daughter, who probably 25. He talked to the little Jones 20 years old. And it's like, certain things don't change for you mentally unless you go through certain traumatic experiences, which change some people that don't, you know, subscribe to religion. But more, you know, again, man, a mentality has to change, and that's kind of like where I be at. Like, I grew up on the locks and all that, man. Like, I mean, so, and Kiss, like, one of my top 5 rappers of all time. You know what I'm saying? So,
Kiss made it cool to say.
So, anyways, man, you know, but for me, I can't even recite it. Like, no lie, last year I had a heated debate with my son. I actually put it on live. Because we was arguing about rappers. And I'm like, these dudes ain't rapping about nothing now. I'm like, yo, you can't. I'm talking about, show me somebody that's lyrically nice that you listen to. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, spit 16. I'm like,
who's the champion?
Yeah, I'm like, drop a hot 16 from your favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, afterwards, we go on and we still carry the debate on. You know, so we got the YouTube on the smart TV up. And I'm like, pull your favorite rapper up right now. Let's run through it. You know what I'm saying? So, I bring Kiss up, and Kiss about to go in. And
I'm curious, what's one of the go-to verses?
What, for Kiss?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I mean, you can, man, you type Jigga's freestyle. And
I don't know, I'm just curious what top of your head, what do you think you would type in?
Man, that's a good question, man. I don't really particularly have none, man. Like, I mean, because you can even go to the battle joints when he battled with Beans, when he was going in on 50 Cent. Like,
Checkmate?
Yeah, Checkmate. I put it on. And the crazy thing about it was my son's 16, and he listened to it. He was like, all right, Dad, he nice. You know what I'm saying? Because he was catching the flow and seeing Kiss really put it together.
That's a bad match. You can't go against Kiss. Kiss don't waste lines. That's a bad match.
He don't waste lines. Yeah. Now I told him this is the thing, and it was funny though, because as I was putting it on, I'm ready to go rap with it, but then I'm sitting there like, yo, man, I can't connect with it though. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm somewhere else mentally though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hearing him talk about pistols and everything else. I've been there, but I'm still like, damn, I'm really nowhere close to this no more. But I was like, now put somebody on that you ain't gotta get in the character for. Because, you know, majority of rappers now, you got to get in the character. You got to get yourself hype. You got to snort a line or something and then just go crazy and just act like they saying something because all this energy behind it. I'm like, yo, these boys are really not rhyming, though, for real. You know what I'm saying? So, it's the beat carrying them for real rather than them carry the beat. So it's like, yeah, man. But so I was saying that to say that, yeah, I put some Kiss on, Styles P, all that, and it was just like, I'm like, yeah, I don't even sound right. You know what I'm saying? You know, reciting this right now. You know what I mean?
All right, so you made me think of something because you know a lot of people say like, 'cause I'm one of the people where it's like, I don't really care about someone, their music not necessarily growing. I am one of the people that say, oh, a new Pusha T fire verse out, whatever. But at the same time though, I'm also a person that's trying to like gas him, but oh no, this is different though. No, cause no. Everybody be lying. Like, even the whole people try, no, Hov fully evolved. No, Hov still be spicing some lines or saying stuff like he would do this, still smell like a brick. No, you don't. You don't smell like a brick, Hov.
Man. I don't call him
sorry, Pastor. Sean.
There you go.
I go, mama call him Sean. I'm going to call him Sean. Oh, we going there with it?
Yeah. NFL deal, Jigaboo. He ain't Jigaboo.
All right, give me your thoughts on that, because Super Bowl did just pass.
I mean, he just proved me right.
Did you ever, so you was never rolling?
Never rolling
from the
with
announcement.
That move. Never rolling with that move. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was a like this. Here's my quick take. Like, listen, I don't mind businessmen being businessmen. Same way when people talk, you asked about the queer thing, whatever, and it's like, yo, folk gonna do what they do. They live their life. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like again, you don't need to be forcing it on everybody, telling everybody what's going on. I hate when I see hetero couples just overdoing it.
That's one thing I want to say also, because when they had a discussion, they said, oh, people worried about homosexuality being over TV. Y'all don't say no, when it's mad sex scenes everywhere, whatever you watch.
That's over the top. Fam, I was in KOP and I was looking like, I forgot, it was like a big Victoria's Secret billboard. I'm like, damn. I'm like, yo, she damn it naked. Like, and I would just always go back to my childhood though, and I'm just like, I remember like you had to like get the exclusive magazine or that's ABC. You wouldn't even hear a cuss word. It'd be Channel 6 on in my crib, and I hear, yo, you effing. I'm like, yo, they just said this on Channel 6. This used to have to be HBO. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we ain't old. Like, well, I'm 34, but you 27. I ain't old. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's still for me. All that is like way it's overdrive. It's all overdrive. But the Jay-Z situation, I feel like I don't mind people being who they are, but don't mask it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that was a business move. That was a power play. You really want to get your way, finagle your way into the NFL. You want to make your business deal so you can have creative control over the music and all that. That's cool. You should have just did that. Don't sprinkle social justice because that's something trendy. And then, the Super Bowl didn't sell nobody on what you was trying to do. So y'all announce this $100 million deal over 10 years. Y'all going to contribute. Fam, that's the same deal they gave to the Players Coalition. 10 years, $90 million. So basically, I'm going to break my fast right now. But no, I ain't going to break my fast. But the N-word. But basically, what they said was, this is the Silence the Negro game plan. 10-year, something palatable. You talking about 32 billionaires. Now, all 32 billionaires just got to do is come together and muster $10 measly million as a collective over 10 years. Over 10 years. And guess what? They using the icons, pandering the public by taking the icons of the culture, buying them, knowing that now we just shut 85% of these monkeys up. That's their mentality. And guess what, man? It's like people be like, oh, all of a sudden you thinking too deep when you challenging and shaking up people's idols. You see what I'm saying? But I'm just giving people reality. Like 10 million, Philadelphia, for instance, $31 million over the next 5 years is being allocated to violence prevention. $31 million over the next 5 years. And Mayor Kenny had to fight for that. So you're talking about a little bit over $6 million a year going to Philadelphia alone for violence prevention. Tell me, Q, what the hell 10 million going to do for 50 states?
From 32 only.
But what 10 million collectively going to do per year for 50 states? If Philly got a budget of $6 million for every year for the next 5 years.
Wow, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so $6 million annually for Philly by itself. What is 10 million going to do for 50 states? Bruh, that's Chicago alone. You see what I'm saying? So again, and people just, I'll use your term, but everybody, Hov is the GOAT. Look what Hov did. We celebrating a man's success on the Forbes list that don't have no impact on none of us.
Yeah, I will say this. So, like, I've been stopped watching football generally. Like, and not even on some mass protest. I just really lost interest in it because of the Kaepernick thing, because of certain things that the owners were saying at the time when Jerry Jones said something, whatever. So I just really lost interest in it, whatever. But when the Jay-Z thing happened, Jigaboo, whatever, I definitely was a person saying like, listen.
Was you the chestnut checkers person?
I was.
They ran with that.
I was not on the hill. I definitely was saying let's wait and see.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know. The way you just broke it down as perspective, but again, because I'm just so not invested in the NFL, I just truly don't care in general, or whatever. But at the same time, his role in it that says a lot. It speaks volumes. Like I cannot care about that, but also care about how you're acting as a result, especially if you're pandering or trying to like disguise it in a certain way.
And you already worth over 500 M's.
Right.
So like, damn, how much selling out you got to do? And what made matters worse though, with through salt in the wound, was that it's an entire players coalition who are already on the grounds trying to connect with grassroots orgs that already had formed, and the NFL supposedly had gave them this money to do social justice. So why go in somebody else's backyard and don't say, hey, let me play with the oppressed before I play with the oppressors? You know what I'm saying? You got a management company. You can go ahead and tell them brothers there, like, listen, we really gonna show y'all how not to need them. Give us 10% of y'all paper, we gonna show y'all how to invest. So even after these owners giving y'all these raw deals, because football players ain't getting nothing. That's why them boys really got to keep going out there and playing. They know they window's short. They got 5 to 7 years.
But then also my issue with it, and that's why also I don't care about the NFL, because it's like, one, we've been with a racist. Like, it's been established. So it's like, why do people even get outraged anymore? Either don't watch it or watch it. But at the same time, of course, like 80% of the league, maybe even 90% of the league can't afford to make certain stands. But at that time when it was happening, it was 20 black players that could have made a stand, and everything would change like in one Sunday, I believe. If Cam Newton, Antonio Brown, who else was out back then? Julio Jones, all these people was like, yo, we not playing until X, Y, and Z happen.
But you know the problem though, bro? We assume that based upon we thinking that they just got a good contract. But you got to think about what's good in their terminology, how they spending their money.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
But that's still slave mentality.
Yeah, right,
though,
that's still slave mentality.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. Because it's like...
If you can 50 million, whatever money is, like...
Dog, you should be good.
Yeah,
you
can $1 million. Like, you be able to figure it out. Like,
right, you should be
You
good.
can figure out missing a couple games. Like.
Come on, man, because there's a lot of people that's doing well with far less. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of them dudes knowing they contracts weren't guaranteed the way they structured. You know what I'm saying? They knew that in the NFL, the way they would do it anyway is they'd move on without you. They literally would, though. You know what I'm saying? Because they bring the next man up and do what they got to do, because them guys get hurt, and what they do, bring the next man up.
I don't say it had to be like 10 or 20 people total. It couldn't just be like Cam just on the line. It had to be like all, or at least most of the stars being like, yo, we all agree. We doing this, and whatever. I don't give a fuck. But to a similar point, I was talking to one of my mans. He was like, we was having a general conversation similar to this, and he's like, yo, I'm just sick of black people constantly being reactive. When or are we ever going to be proactive?
I agree. Oh man, I agree wholeheartedly. You know, we gotta get back to being proactive, but that's part of the you know, we gotta get rid of the conditioning. You know what I'm saying? And that's the toughest part. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, think about this, man. Like, Beyonce just had to drop her line. She dropped the line through what? Adidas. Why? More than likely, she probably knew black people weren't gonna buy it if it was something she just created on her own. She come out and she say, "Yo, this is my own shoe." It doesn't have the allure that white prestige still has, which is why she went that route. Nobody was wearing House of Darion.
From what I hear and what I remember, of course, it's women's clothing. It was trash, was it not? Like, you know, this stuff looked kind of cool. I don't think it's just the Adidas brand, like, logo want to make it look all right.
Fam, I'm telling you right now, if Kanye would have dropped the Yeezys and they just was like, he had his own manufacturer from China, nobody was buying them.
I don't know.
Nobody buying them. Listen, all you gotta do, look at history. Look at history. When Shaq joints wasn't, you know what I mean, Reebok, nobody wants them. You know what I'm saying? We not about to act like these logos don't play a part, man.
They do,
you know
for sure.
And the price point and everything. The price point, the logo and everything,
They
man.
do, for sure. Shaq's was trash. I feel like there hasn't been an example when it was like, you know, like, I don't know, man.
I gotta go back and
I think it gotta be certain people though, of course, like I feel like a Beyonce and a Kanye, they could have did it. So your point though, they didn't do it though.
I'm gonna say you trying to tell me Beyonce couldn't have dropped the little workout gear and all that? Cause we got the little Philly, we got the Philly women out here creating their own little athletic.
No, she could have did it.
Yeah.
So why she didn't do it, you could be right. But to your point, I just remember, I think she did drop it before.
We brought her up. I gotta lock my Twitter for sure, man. I mean, they don't play about her.
I think she did drop it before, actually. I think about it.
How they do?
They didn't really do numbers.
So, and I'm saying that to say, so dig it. So you were just saying about being proactive, right? And I'm just saying, see, that takes us, man, to really have to literally unlearn a lot of what we've been conditioned on, man. Because that's the only thing gonna make us have to move proactively. Like, we sit here and we say, yo, we need to do this, we need to do that. And I say this from a guy that's on the ground. I deal with a lot of organizers, community organizers, who literally lack the support from community that we need. So people be like, yo, we need more programming. We need mentoring. Fam, I got a free after-school mentoring program for teenage boys starting from March to May, taking them on monthly trips, open every day, that we gonna pour back into the youth, and that's starting the first week of March, this upcoming month. But I'm saying that to say, right, but nobody thinks about how do we sustain that stuff. Because people are like, oh, we need to bring the what's the name back when we had Town Watch. You know how many people don't want to be a part of Town Watch now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how many times people put these meetings together and folk don't follow through? So it's like, yo, but people will sit there and spend their last to go to a concert they really couldn't afford. Just to flex on the gram. You know what I'm saying? I
was there.
So you was there. There you go. And I'm going to show y'all the whole concert while I'm there rather than enjoy the concert. So with that being said, it's like, yo, we can't be proactive consistently until people begin to be consistent and break free from the things in which we still hold dear to.
I remember one time I heard the breakdown of like the reason, part of the reason why we've gotten into the predicament we're in, whereas like, you know, in of course the 60s they killed a lot of our leaders, and then the 70s that's when they, you know, the heroin addiction, and then also the Vietnam stuff,
returning vets,
yeah, all that coupled with the heroin stuff,
the crack in the 80s,
yeah, that was that. Then the crack in the 80s, and then the jail, mass incarceration in the 90s, and then also I heard the blaming of hip hop, and it's like, of course, like it was a lot of benefits and positivity from it, but at the same time, the conditioning of certain like mentalities
at some point,
glorifications of like we became some of the biggest capitalists ever, but we the brokest people though. But you know, we all about like you say, the black dollar thing that goes around crazy, but we the brokest people though. So
man, they bought hip hop. That's what happened. They created the conditions, you know what I'm saying, through what you said, the drugs, you know what I'm saying, crack, heroin, all that, mass incarceration, which further removed the male from the house, just the same way it would do during slavery. And again, what you saw throughout those decades was the fact that there was a people that really lacked identity, you know what I'm saying? And then hip-hop comes. Now, hip-hop just furthermore perpetuates and puts the stuff right back in front of you. But on the flip side of it, and rather than you pay attention to the horror stories that's really being created out here, they glorify it, you know what I'm saying? Push that dope, you know what I'm saying? Do this, do that, sling this, sling that. Devalue your woman, you know, or the women. You follow what I'm saying? And that's crazy because it's like, yo, the narrative is that men trash, but y'all supporting and put the music that's perpetuating the trash activity.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
We love supporting trash.
We love supporting trash. And that's why I was like, so guess what? We can never be proactive because that's going to always sound corny anytime you try and be proactive to the culture. So it's like, yo, yeah, man. Man.
How do you feel about, like, so of course you had your children. Are you a real big proponent of college?
Not a real big proponent. I won't say a big proponent of it. I believe college is beneficial. Post-secondary education is beneficial to those who, you know, need those specialized degrees and whatnot. But I believe that's forced on people. You know what I'm saying? So going back to everything forced.
I think that's probably one of the few things we are kind of breaking out of.
Yeah.
Like, I think, or at least beginning. I know a lot of people, and it's just a common conversation to be like, yo, like these loans not really worth it. Or it's like, nah, like this wasn't it.
But you know what's crazy? You know, the conversations are starting, but there's a lot of cats that probably been and felt that way now, or people who started and dropped out, you know what I'm saying, and just realize it. But honestly speaking, man, enrollment rates and all that, man, it ain't changing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still, you still have a large demographic of households that's just like pushing and ushering the kids into it and telling them, no, you gonna go to college. When it's like, we got to get back to teaching people purpose.
I'm gonna say, I think in the next 15 years they're gonna be dropped though.
I hope so.
I think it's my generation that we have to be, by the time our kids are 18, 20. Yeah. Cause I'm like, everybody knows just like, yo, like, nah,
it ain't worth it.
This ain't it.
For
like,
sure, for sure.
So,
but the problem is, I'm gonna say this to you, right? And you're right. Practically, it don't make sense because you got dudes that literally they want you to come out with the degree plus experience to get $36K a year. dog, I just graduated.
To pay back 50K.
Yeah, what experience, what experience, you know what I mean, I'm supposed to have? You know, my secretary, cuz, got 190 large worth of debt. You know what I'm saying? She working for me. So it's like, you know, but with that being said, and she's amazing, by the way, but I'm saying with that being said, though, this is the conundrum that's going on, and I feel like too many of us are just pushing and ushering our youth into that, and one of the things that people have ignored the most is the skilled labor. Fam, the dudes in the unions, trades, the dudes in the unions, man, clocking $45 an hour and whatnot. Like, are you kidding me? And they still there, and they got a future, because guess what? This stuff ain't building itself. Real estate development, all that stuff, and it's like, why did we just take our kids away from that?
Yeah, it developed a stigma
for sure.
Like, and that's probably a case study in itself. Like, we became like uppity Negroes to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give me this degree. I ain't going to no trade school. What?
And now folk looking at your bachelors though, like, oh, that's all you guys are bachelors? Yeah. That little high school diploma? Like, so, and that's a prestige thing though. We still mentally conditioned because. That's why I'm not saying it's necessarily going to change though, Q, because although it makes sense, right, to be like, yo, if my entry level job going to give me 35 grand, you already put me 100 racks in a hole, that don't make sense. I ain't never climb out of this hole. But guess what? As long as that prestige is there, because you got a lot of people that try to counter that by the people that make sense, like, yo, this college really wasn't worth it. Dude's quick to, well, that depends on what you went for and everything else. Well, damn, well, what if I really wanted to go for what I was passionate about? And it's a waste of money for me. But, oh, well, you don't want no bag. And it's like, well, damn, I want to be happy, though. What if you going to tell me I got to go wipe behinds and be a registered nurse because they make great money. Don't get me wrong, they need it, but I got to do something I don't like just to make some money when there's too many ways to get around that now. So I think that, you know what I mean, like that is to our detriment. But as long as there's people holding on to that prestige, like, yeah, I got degrees. I got 2 degrees, 3 degrees. That people got that in their bio, degree twice.
PhD.
And it's like, but
call me doctor.
Call me doctor. Yeah. And it's like, come on, man. So that's one of the things that people don't let go of, though, that prestige.
Also, real quick, remember the whole T.I. situation with his stepdaughter?
Oh, yeah, about the hymen check and all that.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's overkill. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, I mean, I'm new to the daughter game. You know what I'm saying? My daughter 8 months.
All right, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. So I'm new to the daughter game. Technically speaking, y'all, I only got 1 kid now. You know what I'm saying? My daughter is my life, so you know that's my heart right there. I told my wife, you know, she babe, but my daughter's like mini babe until she get married. So like, yeah. So you know.
And then she leave me, I'm stuck with you again.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know that's why I still had to keep it, you know, just a step beneath. You know what I'm saying?
Half step.
But yeah. But my baby girl, that's my life, man. But yeah, I'm like, I told my wife, like, whenever, you know what I'm saying, her cycle hit or something, like, that's your situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to know none of that. You see what I'm saying? So, like, I'm definitely not about to sit there.
I'm not just the only weird one. All right,
yeah. I'm not about to be, ayo, doc, so, hey, what's up with that pap smear and all that? Like, how that going? What is hitting for? And fam, like, nah, man. Like, you know, and it's like, yeah, I can't get with that, man. And T.I., and that's another dude, is one of my favorite rappers, but T.I. the activist is terrible. He's terrible. You know, and I mean, I love Tip. Like, you know, really, really, like, yo, musically, man, he got one of the greatest catalogs ever. But
has become underrated.
Yeah, like, for sure. And it's like, but T.I. the activist is just all over the place. You know what I'm saying? He telling you to take a 90-day boycott from Gucci.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, come on, man. All kinds of
blaming all the poor people for like rich stuff. Like,
come on, bro. I mean, yeah, come on. But I ain't with that. I don't need no report for all that.
Yeah, and it was like just very. I always say a lot of times feel like, you know, I say certain things about women in relationships, whatever. A lot of people call me sexist, whatever. But I feel like in general, I'm a feminist at heart. Cause I feel a lot of time, even when me and my girl have something debate, I'm like, yo, like, they like, when should a girl want to cut her hair? Like, where's her makeup? I'm like, yo, my girl, whatever she would say, like, I don't really know. I don't really got like a stance on it. So I was like, certain like real feminine type situations or women situations, like, why should I even be involved? I don't know. I'm not a woman. I don't like, and to be that in what's going on under there? No, she's still good. Like, that's a little bit just too demanding and involved. And I mean, somebody and guess what though? Like, it's still a mentality thing, and all you can do, man, is do your best to train your child up. That's all you can do. That's why, like, even when you said, yeah, well, my sons, if they choose not to walk out their faith, all I know is I raised you up under this faith. And all I can do is pray that, you know, your foundation stays solid when it's time to make critical and pivotal decisions in your life. Same thing with your daughter. And it's like,
So what if now, because you get the hymen check, she knows she can't go there, but what if she doing other things with her mouth, everything else?
And that's just the weird thing. Like, I don't have a daughter. Also, I don't even know, Carl. I've said this all the time. I don't make daughters. Like,
you don't got no kids, but you.
I got checked. It's a test you could do. I'll tell you. No, but it's like, I always envision myself where it's like, I'm not gonna be like enraged and like obsessed with like my daughter's virginity. It's like, yo, like I just gonna accept that one day she's gonna have sex. That's just life, and it is. Hopefully, I trained her to be smart, responsible, and safe. That's really all that matters for her, bro. Like it's just like, mini babe. The obsession leaped out.
Like no lie. Seriously. I tell you what, my daughter get homeschooled for one. So yeah, you know what I mean? I ain't even got to hear about no primes, no.
Matter of fact, on second thought about the hymen checks.
So I ain't checking on hymen anyway, but you know, my daughter get homeschooled. Two, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I ain't even playing no boyfriends and none of that anyway. So, you know, because even if she was in school, I'm picking it up, dropping off. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to see to it that I'm picking up and dropping off. Now, with that being said, though, right, you know what I mean? Like, I'm also be my daughter's best friend. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, like, because I believe in conversation.
For sure.
Now, funny story, though, real quick, was that, like, yo, I legitimately, I just had this older white guy, you know what I'm saying, from New York that, like, I really help and we do work together in ministry. He came and he always, like, you know, and he allude to, you know what I mean, he's like, yeah, my grandson, you know, I told you, you know, my grandsons are still single or whatever, and I legit, like, had to tell my wife. I was like, yo, like, I said, yo, like, I legit be in my mind, like, enraged when I hear people try to play, like, these little jokes, like, oh, yeah, because, you know, she gonna be dating my nephew. Yo, hold up, stop saying that. Like, no, bro, I'm not even for that, because I even believe that, and I taught that to the women at our Bible study recently, like, that's something America drove into us too. Like, even this whole relationship dating thing, which is why a lot of times we grew up thinking we had to be in high school in relationships. The whole, all the way to the 50s. Oh, you gotta be a cheerleader. You gotta date the guy with the Letterman jacket and all that kind of nonsense. Bruh, everything is just too forced into the subconscious of our youth. And it's like, so I hate when people do that around me. This guy was like, oh, you know, my grandsons, you know, they're single. And I told you, you know, little Callie. I said, well, they're going to be single till they 30 if they date my daughter. So, you know what I mean? So I don't even know what you, but I that annoys me, like, to the core. So, like, anybody got a child that's one or any of that, please don't approach me and be, oh, yeah, because when they get older, no, we ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? We'll deal with that when, you know, if we got to in the future. But I'm not plotting or planning out my daughter's
dating. When she move out at 26, then maybe we can then have the conversation.
Yeah, right? And she ain't moving out till she married.
When she get married at 26?
Or 36.
Okay. On that note, did you enjoy yourself, King?
Hey, man, always, man.
Another good time.
Always.
So if you listen this far, hopefully you have. Check out his past episodes again. Hail Mary, Word to the Wise, and Legacy Leading. Subscribe and share the episode to anybody, especially to some heathens out there who need the good word, and also fellow Christians out there, whatever. And also to the woman you might need to marry, according to Pastor Carl. Drop your social where the people want to find you at your sites, and people can see you in person, all that good stuff.
Yo, PastorCarlDay.com. You know, I'm on YouTube, Pastor Carl Day. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, same thing. My name, man, Pastor Carl Day. Church, man.
Not the junior.
Yeah, not the junior. I don't even know if he got Twitter. Hopefully he don't. But, you know, you can catch us at church, man. 2233 West Allegheny Ave, North Philly. We're on 3rd floor. Men's Bible study Monday nights, 6:30 to 8:30. Women's tomorrow night, Wednesday, 6:30 to 8:30. Come through, great time, great people. I got some dope, vibrant people, man. That's really trying to grow and build in life. I really do love everybody, y'all. So please don't bring no war to my mentions, because Q followers are crazy, you know. But like, I'm always down to engage, you know, talk with folk. But yeah, I'm all about working in the city. Again, next month, March 2nd, from March to May, we got a youth mentor program for teenage boys, 13 to 17. Every single day of the week, man. I'm opening the doors of my spot, 3:30 to 6:30 after school, monthly trips and everything. Everything's free, you know, for the kids, man. So you want to support us too, partner with ccc.org. Check us out, see our mission, you know, become a partner, pledge, donate to us. My work is evident, you know what I'm saying? So our work is evident. So we help people. That's what we do. Change culture.
Thank you again, sir. RightonQuelive, talk about it. We are out.